Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Nicolas. If you come from another video, thank you for checking this one out. And if it's the first time you see me, welcome to the channel, welcome to this video. I'm an email marketer for fashion brands and I help and kind of give tips to fashion brands to grow their e-commerce, email marketing, performance marketing, and so on. So if you click on this video, you obviously want to know what are the best pop-ups to collect your emails and to have on your website. So we're going to talk about best practices for pop-ups, what not to do for pop-ups and email collection. And we're going to talk about my two favorite pop-ups to have on any e-commerce, which is not your typical pop-up. So stick around and we'll talk about it. So first off, why do we collect emails? Why is it important to collect emails? Why are we so obsessed with list building and email marketing? Well, we collect emails because you need emails to send emails, right? So nowadays with GDPR, you can't buy an email list and send emails to people. It's prohibited and you can be heavily fined for it. So you collect emails in order to send emails, newsletters, also the flows. You need the emails to send the flows. Also, like having a pop-up and an email collection strategy is a good way to measure intent, especially if you start out and you don't have a lot of orders or conversion on your website. Having like a sign-up rate kind of give you an idea also to understand, are people interested in what I'm offering? Might there be some people that buy my product later on? So it measures a good intent and it gives you an idea of the interest in what you're selling. Collecting emails also allow you to collect data from your users. Things like birthdays, if you want to have like a birthday communication and discounts, gender or what they're interested in, to send like specific emails by collection. You can also have like a field which is like, where did you hear from us? So you can know if people come from Facebook ads, from a blog, from an influencer, things like that. So the data collected, especially way beyond the only email field, is interesting. Also, you need to understand that the more fields you put into a pop-up, the lower the sign-up rates, but it will be more qualified. So it's a matter of balancing quality of the data and volume. And there are only three ways to collect emails. The pop-ups, which is the most common one, the embedded forms, which are usually placed at the footer of the website or on the landing page. And you also have like the checkout consent box. On Shopify, for example, you can check out the box to receive communication. So careful with GDPR, as we touched a little bit before. So user needs to be the one to check the boxes. You can't have pre-checked boxes. People need to actively check the box. So they cannot have pre-checked boxes, as the example on the top right. They need to accept terms and conditions and privacy policy, which is usually what the box is for. And user needs to be able to unsubscribe at any time. This isn't really an issue anymore because the majority of the platform require you to have like a link to unsubscribe in order to send the email and to make the email valid. If you don't have this on the email, usually you can't send the email. So you do need like unsubscribe button at any time within your emails. So some data about pop-ups. So this is from a list of about 200 fashion brands e-commerces we've checked. So about 37% of them have a pop-up from what we've seen, or have a pop-up that triggers during the visit. 95% of the website have an embedded form, usually at the footer of the website. 50% of the websites offer a discount, 10 or 15%. 95% of the website using pop-up offer a discount, which is very, very important data. It means that 95% of the pop-ups you will see offer a discount. And we're going to touch on that a bit later on, but I think it's pretty bad that it's like the main practice and the only practice almost. But yeah, that's the reality of the thing. And 80% of the pop-ups appear directly on screen, which is also a very bad practice that we're going to touch on. But yeah, basically, like, I see your pop-up when I land on the website and I want to close it directly. And in terms of sign-up rate, you should aim at about 5%. It depends a lot on what do you offer in the pop-up, what's the incentive, how many fields do you have in the pop-up, when does it appear, where does the traffic come from. If it's mainly Facebook ads, it's going to be a bit lower. So between 3 and 5 is a good rate. So what should you forget about pop-ups? You should absolutely forget about pop-up that trigger directly when you land on the website. You need to think in the mind of the user. Where do they come from? Do they know about me? Like, when I click on an ad from a brand I never heard about, first time I see the product, the last thing I want to hear about is an offer or a discount, because I don't know what the product is. I don't know if I like the product. I don't know what the price is. So if I land on a website for the first time and I see a pop-up appearing, I'm going to close it because I have no idea what there is to offer. And I don't want to sign up just for the sake of signing up in case I might be interested in 5 days, you know. So forget about triggering the pop-up directly. Forget about only using discounts. It can be good in some situations that we're going to talk about, but having like the standard pop-up offering 10%, I think is quite a bad idea, especially when you're triggering it directly. And also forget about only having one field. So I know that one field might be enough for many brands because you only want the email and you might get more data later on. But basically, you can't do anything with only one field. You can't segment properly. You can't know what the person might want to receive. You can't know if you can send a woman collection or a man collection. So at least have two fields, especially if you have like different genders and different audiences. At least have the email, and then are you interested in man collection or woman collection, instead of having like, are you a man or woman. It's more like on the interest of the collection. First name, I don't think it's important because everybody nowadays know that emails are automatic and not personalized. So the first name, I don't think it's very useful. I don't give it importance when I receive an email that says, "Hi, Nicholas." I don't care really. But yeah. So forget about triggering your pop-up directly on landing on websites, only using discount and only having one field in the pop-up. So what makes a good pop-up if we forget about all these things? So the first thing is timing. When should you show your pop-up, and when is the appropriate time for people to see your pop-up and signing up? Context. Where should it appear and what is the message? Like, you need to understand the journey of your visitors on the website. When is the best time and where is the best time to show your pop-up with the message? The offer. What is the offer? Do you offer a discount? Do you offer a pre-access? Do you offer a VIP list? Things like that, which go in context, obviously. And then the data. As we talked about, forget about only having one field. What data do you want to collect within your pop-ups? Do you want data about birthday to do a birthday flow? Do you want data about gender to segment your collection and drops? Do you want data about where did they hear about the brands to have an idea of segmenting people based on where they come from, if they come from Facebook ads, etc. So all this is important: timing, context, offer, and data. Everything combined. Based on the pop-ups you're going to create, every aspect of this is important and should be taken into consideration. So that comes to my two favorite pop-ups, and I think the two best pop-ups to collect emails that combine all the aspects we've seen: timing, context, offer, and data. So the first one is the product page pop-up. So when does it appear? On the product page directly, that's a pop-up that only appears on the product page. So when does it appear? Timing: 20 seconds after landing on the product page. Why? Because 20 seconds, I think, gives an idea of the people interested in the product. They've seen the photos, they might have seen a video, they might have seen the product description, things like that. So I think 20 seconds is a good range. If you see that you don't really get a lot of views from it, you can reduce the 20 seconds to 15, to 10, but don't really get too close to zero, because people might take time to check the size guide, check the content, etc. Context: it appears on the product page. Again, it needs to go everything together. Offer: here you can put a discount because you've seen the intent and you know people might be interested in the product. Will it get you less value because you get a discount to the people? Probably yes, but the majority of people who sign up to 20% to a discount are people that already have an intent of buying. So you are already losing money from it. But on this context and this product page, you're making it relevant. You're offering value from it because you know people are interested in the product. Data: I usually get the name and the gender. So as I said, the gender can be formulated as, are you a man, woman, or other? Or you can put like, are you interested in man collection, woman collection, kids collection, things like that. So setup. This is taken like from the Klaviyo setup because it's like the most common one, but probably a lot of platforms are the same. So it shows after 20 seconds after page load. Don't show to existing profiles because you don't want to repeat to people who already have an email. You don't want to collect emails from people you already have the emails from. Only shows on URL that contains the /products URL, which are the product pages. It might be different on other CMS, that's from Shopify. So if you are on another CMS, make sure you use the correct URL terminology. And you should have always you should have a pop-up for mobile and a pop-up for desktop. It's mainly because of dimensions and mainly because of also like how it looks on every screen, but you should make it different. So the product page pop-up, I think, is the best for me. It is the most successful I have, the best sign-up rate, the best conversion rate, and also it gives a lot of qualitative audience because we already know people are already interested in the product. So this is like a very good audience to convert later on. And the second best pop-up, I think, to collect emails is from the collection page. So if you see that the product page pop-up doesn't really convert because maybe the product page you have is a bit too simple and people don't really, go to product pages, or you have troubles getting people from the collection page to the product page, you should have this one. So timing: 70% of collection page scroll. That might differ if you have like different pages in your collection and you don't have like a bottomless scroll. You might want to, change it, maybe. Context: appears when people have browsed enough products. So obviously, if you have like a very little collection page, it should be based on the seconds and not based on the page scroll. But I take example from brand I work with, which probably 80 to 100 to 100 products on the collection page. The page scroll works best. If you have like a very small collection page, then the product page pop-up might be the best option for you. So the offer is don't find what you're looking for. So I assume that people browse the page and the collection. They don't really see what they're looking for. So the idea here is to, as you see on the right, don't find something you like. Sign up to get the free access to our upcoming drops. In the idea that they've seen the collection, they might not find something they like yet, but I want them to sign up and see what product are launching soon. Maybe they like some of them. So the setup is it shows after 70% of page scroll. It don't show to existing profiles. Only shows on URL that contains collections, again taken from the Shopify structure of URL. It doesn't show on the URL that contains products, okay, because the product URL usually contains the collection depending on where you come from, but usually they contain the collection. And so you don't want to appear on product pages, on your collection pages, and you want to make as well a pop-up for desktop and for mobile. Now, what happens if you want to combine both of them? They might conflict. A user might see one collection page pop up and then one product page pop up. That's why I recommend to start with the product page pop up, see how it goes, see what volume of views you're getting, see what volume of leads you're getting from it. If you're getting a very few amount of views or sign up, then you can change to collection page. But I don't think you should ever do a pop-up on the homepage, because on the homepage, people don't know about your brand yet. And also, nobody goes from homepage because usually Facebook ads direct to a collection page or product page. So you should always do a collection page and product page. Main issues and how to solve them. So these are the two main issues I find when I audit list building and pop-ups, and how to solve them. So the first one is the sign-up rate is good, but we have a low volume. So the first one would be like to check the volume of views, because maybe the pop-up isn't triggering correctly, or because the amount of traffic you have on your product pages is quite low, or because the 20 seconds window is too long as well. So you check the volume of views. If the volume of views is low compared to traffic, check if all the triggers are correct. You don't have any mistake in the URL. You don't have any mistake on the triggers. And if everything is correct, lower the time before triggers. So as I said, if you have a very simple product page that don't really require the user to spend 20 seconds on it, lower it to maybe 15 seconds or 10 seconds. I wouldn't really lower it more than 10 seconds, simply because you want people to have the time. So if you see that 10 seconds is still low on your product page, go with the collection page pop-up. The second main issue is the rate is low. So the rate is low. Quickly change this. So the rate is low, so make sure everything is set up correctly. The trigger, the placement, the URLs. If everything is correct, do some testings about the text and the hooks. Maybe, the relevancy isn't here, maybe the offer isn't here. As I said, the rate will be low depending on your traffic as well. So if everything is coming from Facebook ads, it will be low. And if you still see that because you're using a product page pop-up discount, and it's still very low, then you should adapt the offer in last resources. But usually, like as I said, timing, context, offer, and data should get you a 3 to 5% sign up rate minimum. And yeah, like if your rate is low after all that, then the issue might be because the product market fit isn't here. People are not interested into what you're selling, which can happen as well. And that's like another story. It's more like a business issue than a pop-up issue. So as we talked about, so as a reminder, what you should care about is the timing of the pop-up, the context of the pop-up, the offer and the data you collect. Think about, well, forget about the homepage direct triggering 10% discount pop-up. Take your mind into your customer journey. Think about what they want. Product page pop-up, as we talked about, collection page pop-up as a second option. Implement that. Tell me how it goes by email or on the website. And yeah, that's for me, like the collection page and the product page are the two best performing pop-ups I've built on any brands I've worked with. And I hope it works for you as well. So at the end of the video, end of the tips, if you like the video, if you find it useful, please give a like, subscribe to the channel as well for upcoming tips about email marketing and e-commerce for fashion brands. And I will see you in your next video. Thank you very much and take care.